All right, everybody, welcome to the morning. I'm going to share this link real fast in the Discord group. Okay. Alrighty. So, all right. I haven't even really looked at anything today. Looks like some volatility. Let's go ahead and get some charts up on the screen. There's a ton of financial reports coming out today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They came out at 5:30 in the morning today. I haven't even taken a look at them. Let's see. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Hey, what's up, Tiny? You bought a share of Google. That's awesome. Is it? Did they ever do their split? I think no, that was Amazon. Did Google split though? It's $93. That's cheap. I think it was a recent trade there. So for today's reports, we had 6 reports drop at 5:30. We had the real gross, just the real GDP, first estimates for Q3, and looks like I want to say the first column's actual versus the forecast and the previous. Okay, so the actual was 2.6, the forecast was 2.3, and it's seems to be off by 0.6 for the previous. So the previous is 0.6% down. Let's see, real final sales to domestic purchasers. First estimate Q3, the actual was 0.5%, and the previous is 0.2%. Initial job loss claims for October 22nd. The actual was 217K. The forecast was 220, and the previous was 214K. So we did hit the forecast of 220, but we did go up 3,000 jobless claims. Continuing jobless claims. Actual was 1.44 million versus 1.38 million on the previous. So more continuous jobless claims. Durable goods orders 0.4. The forecast is 0.7, and the previous is 0.2. And core capital equipment orders negative 0.7. Previous was 0.8. So a lot of market volatility today. You see right down here, close to 7 o'clock, we had this whole trough going on. We keep coming up and running into resistance right here at about 38.60. And currently hanging out at 38.54, so below the 38.60 level. We also came up and tapped 38.70. It's definitely a far cry from what we've had earlier this week, where earlier this week we just kept having these where it ripped for hours, and then just kind of peter out and then fall down. Yesterday, though, we had this huge drop. So when we were actually on the stream and trading, we actually lost close to $3,000 yesterday. It's our first red day in 10 days. The market gave back all of its gains, pretty much the entire thing, the entire move. I think we actually dropped below the previous closing price too. Right now, we're clearly in a big pullback. Looking at the 5-minute chart, you can see it's actually switching over here to blue on the TTM. The 5-minute CTMs are often a little bit slower. I use them to judge other parts of the story. Throwing on the 3-minute chart and taking a look at the trend. 3-minute chart's also showing pullback on the TTM, peaked out at 17 on the cyan and dropping down to 16. You see we pulled all the way back to the volume weighted average price. Also, the 50 moving average did recently, just a few minutes ago, right at 7:30, cross above the 200 moving average on the 3-minute chart. So having said that, what I would like to see is I would like to see this actually hold the VWAP. If we can hold the VWAP, I think that we can continue in bullish momentum for a while. And we definitely are having some momentum style moves. As you can see from here, jump from 43 up to 55, so $12 move right there at 7:12. It's almost a random time. Dropping below the VWAP now. Red on the minute on the TTM. Right in this range here, right at like 7:38, it actually crossed into a green dot as it was flipping red on the TTM. 9 is below 12. All of us crossing below the 35. That doesn't look good for continued bearish or bullish movement. And this 1226 crossover, as always, indicates ups or downs. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to check in with y'all with the comments. Got a couple people watching, and I want to thank you guys for being here. Why am I so far? Excellent news this morning too, actually. It's dropped below. Excellent, by the way. I figure out how to like set defaults and stuff. All right, so dropping on the 1 minute, did get a green hammer candle, and now kind of hitting a red hammer candle. Be interesting to see if it holds this 200 moving average support, and then bouncing off a VWAP. We'll see if that happens. I think we need a yellow candle now for that. But momentum is still stacking towards the red side. You can see it went from 8.6 to 9.3 to 10.7. So, I mean, that's a 1.4 jump on there. And new candle forming now. Kind of opening at a doji right on that 200 moving average. So I'm not going to take any trades, not even feelers. Not at the moment. Looks like we are getting a bounce of that 200 moving average. Momentum also slowing down on the TTM. You can see went from negative 10.7 red to negative 11.0, so about a 0.3 versus the 1.3 that we got, or 1.4 that we got from the previous one. So definitely did bounce a bit at that 200 moving average. Let's see what this next candle gives us. 11.2 to 11.6. I want to see like almost flat on the momentum gauge here, if you will. I could see this popping on here. Right now, it can go either way because we are below the VWAP, but we're above the 200. We do have green dots on the TTM and a slowing down of momentum on the downside on the TTM as well. So really in a position right now to see if it'll go either way. either direction. I feel a little bit more bullish on this. There we go. Just actually switched into the yellow candle. Now I'm looking for a pullback to round the VWAP and then a bounce off that. I don't know if it'll pull back that far though. Try to get the bid there at 51. Just tapped it for a second. All right, we got the entry right at 51. You get an entry. For some reason, on one contract instead of 5, so that's kind of whack. Well, this would have been a really nice trade if we had gotten in at the full contract amount that wanted. Didn't realize it had switched over to 1. Let's see if I can. All right, get the entry there at also at 51. Looks like. Yep. All right, so we do have the 5 contracts. Get this switched over so that it actually does what it's supposed to do. And currently flat on the trade. We got the entry right there at 51. It's right where the VWAP is. Looks like it rejected at the moment. 11.0, 10.8. Not to 11.0 again. Haven't quite hit our risk level yet, so I'm going to hold on to this trade at the moment. That's a little more downward force than I want to see. And also the yellow, then back to red is not really nice. So I really want to see this one end as a yellow on the TTM. I'm really hoping that it ends yellow. Very close to it. Next one's yellow, but I really wanted this one to actually stay yellow on the close. Looks like we might be okay with it, but gonna pull the profit here. Up $250 on the day in the sim. Not quite enough momentum yet for the trend reversal. Looks like we maybe could have got that full trade. Our exit point was 54, and we haven't quite hit that yet, but joining the bid here for the bounce off the 9. Got the entry at 52.50 and pretty immediate and heavy pullback. Ooh. I like to see that. Already down 12 ticks in this. Why the music doesn't automatically go to the next track, I have no idea. It worked fine for weeks. It just stopped working. I still haven't reached out to them. I'm busy as heck. Okay. Momentum now starting to pick up on the TTM on the yellow side for the trend reversal. 10.6 on the previous candle to 9.6. So getting a full 1 push move up. Just checking in with y'all. Need more coffee. Lucky you. I didn't have time to make coffee this morning. By the way, if you guys are liking or chilling, hanging out, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications and all that. Love and appreciate you guys for that type of stuff. It really does help the channel grow. Got a possible crossover happening. Also looking good on the TTM. Taking a look at our evaluation here. See if there is a possible entry. I wish I could get this Bulls versus Bears thing on Thinkorswim. Would be nice. $9.5 to 8.4. I do think this thing's gonna rip up soonish. right in that VWAP. 10 seconds left in this candle. Running into strong resistance here at 53. Doji at the top of this tiny move. Currently flat on this trade. $9.5, 282, 6.7. It's looking pretty good. Join the bid here in my evaluation. At the entry, looking for 4 ticks to the upside. Taking a little bit of an entry swing. Look for a $1 move. Almost got it. All right. We're out. We got that trade.
Order filled.
We made 228 in the eval. My heart's pounding a little bit because it did pull back in the middle of that trade pretty heavily. I just cut this one right here. I'm going to take this off. It's a little long for me. Whew. I don't know why that got my heart going so much. All right, there we go. That was the push that we were actually looking for. Right there. Run up to the 26 now. And just kind of tapped it, pulled back. Now we're looking for bounces off of this 35 here. Currently only 2 green candles at the moment in a row, so definitely a lot of more room here. Where's this green candle or 35 at? It's at 54.50. Look for an entrance off of 55. How's everyone doing out there, by the way? You guys doing okay? Curling did not get filled in that area, so I'm actually going to cut this. And then let's see, take a look at our TTM again. So we're at -6.5 to -4.6, good momentum, to -3. I'm going to put that entry at 55. Looks like it might have gotten it if I just left it. Entered at 55. Looking for another 12 ticks, so the exit is at 58. We're kind of counting on this crossover here. Might be a little too soon, I think, possibly for the entry, but maybe it'll be okay. It pulled back a lot on the price ladder, but if you notice my charts kind of lagged there for a second. 3.1 now to 2.2. This is actually what I was afraid of on this particular move here. Was a pull back towards the VWAP and a rejection off the 26. And we got that red dot right there on TCM that really kind of indicated our pullback. So -3.1 to -2, now -1.9. So still a lot of confidence in this trade. It's just that we had that pullback to the VWAP, giving market makers and other people an opportunity to enter on a lower. Still looking for a move up to 58. Entries at 55. Hopefully we don't need to cut it, but you can see from -1 to -1.4 versus the previous few candles where we were stacking up at 1 point or higher. Also on the 3-minute chart, which I wish I would have stacked this trade against, the 3-minute chart is actually cooling on the TTM pretty substantially. Checking the 5 minute did pick up some steam though on the TTM, so that's actually a good thing. 65, or let's see, 6.0 to 6.5 on the current. Next candle here is at 8 o'clock on the 5 minute chart. So just get this one. The lagging out. So I guess I'm looking for this 5 minutes for the next 5 minute candle to make a new high. All right, TTM has now almost flattened. So we're going to be looking for the cyan switch next. Checking in on the evaluation. So we're up 228 on the day. We're almost back to flat on the eval. Got a cyan switch starting, but there is a red dot and there's not a lot of momentum with it. So I don't know that it's going to get that full breakout that we're looking for. I may actually reduce my order, or at least change the trade plan to 4 ticks up. So 38.56 now being the exit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in a row. This one having far more momentum than we want it to. Wow, that's actually a lot of momentum. 1.1, 0.6, 0.2. Gotta cut it. Wow. What a huge drop. Cutting now. This is down 1,125 on the day in the sim. We were going for that breakout right there. Didn't get it. And you can actually see, not only did it reject that breakout, it's rejecting the VWAP and the 200 moving average, and we're getting a fresh red candle on the TTM with the red dots. So I'm actually looking to go short here soonish. Just looking for an entry really. And I think that entry is going to be right here off of 47. Or 44, sorry. Cutting that. Switching over to a 4 tick trade. Enters short off 42. All right, picked up 250 back. Or this back into profit. I'm not worried about it. The day has enough momentum actually continue trading. As opposed to like yesterday, it was just like here's a bunch of momentum and just like flat for like the longest. That was the same thing it did on Tuesday as well. So, and Tuesday we had the same thing where we ended up going red and working our way back into green. So it's not that big a deal. So how's everyone else doing out there? Are you red? You green? Yeah, the bounce off there off of this 40 area. Switched over back to yellow on the TTM. -2.4 to -1.9. So really didn't even As far as momentum is concerned, didn't pull back. This is like that same sort of market maker type move where they almost like just take out stops, just intend to like kick people out of their trades. Um, Back to red on CT. Volume is still heavy. You can see like so this blue line here at like 4,000 ish on volume. Anytime we're above that, that's when we're starting to get these like bigger moves. This was a pretty heavy one here, almost 7,000 contracts. Clearly, these shorts covered here. Right now is not really a place for me to want to go long or short because we're coming up and more or less in this 200 moving average. Rejected it twice, obviously. Actually, really 3 times to count this zone. But then also we're like near the VWAP. So and CTM been back and forth on yellow. So it's kind of like a fight right now between the bulls and the bears, really. A pretty nice trade though in the eval. Pulled 228 in profit. That's very nice. Gonna hold off on trading that eval until we get a more defined move. Something kind of like this. Momentum is sideways at the moment, so no trades when it's sideways. Not for me anyway. It's not them. Clearly, trend wise, you can see that we're going downward. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. He's like huge spikes up, and then huge like rips down, and like back and forth. By the way, guys, if you guys are trying to earn funding, check out Elite Trader Funding. Okay. Right now, you can get 65% off any of the evaluations that you see here for life. You can get a 10K evaluation for just 28 bucks. You can get a 50K one for just 57, and 75K one for just 64. So really inexpensive. I'm currently working on the 50K eval right now. Very inexpensive right now. This deal only goes for a couple more days, and once that happens, this offer's gone. These offers don't come around very often, so I would recommend that if you guys are looking to take advantage and earn funding in the futures market and utilize somebody else's capital in order to trade with, I would recommend checking out these guys. They're really awesome. They have great customer support, which is something I personally really look for. But you can actually earn funding all the way up to $300,000. They also do have these fast track evaluations, which are currently on sale. The 100K is on sale right now for 50 bucks. It's normally like 75. So pretty decent offer on that one as well. The fast tracks operate differently. Make sure you guys read the rules and details of each style of trading. So the one steps, the fast track, the end of days, which this is more the traditional style that you'll find at most prop firms, and then the static evaluation as well, which is its own deal. So they all have their own kind of rules and whatnot for them. So just make sure you click this see more details button if you want to fully understand it. But yeah, make sure you guys check them out. 65% off right now. Amazing offer. And it's really limited as well. So you may want to take advantage of that if that's something you were looking to do. Yeah, no worries, Tony. All good. Possible crossover happening, and this actually looks like it's going to move back up. Could be wrong. It could just reject, but it actually does look like it's going to move up. We do have a triple top here. Here, here, and here. TTM is unreliable right now when it's sideways. We use TTM as a momentum indicator, and it's helpful when there is momentum. But when things are sideways, it's just kind of, it's not the indicator I necessarily look at. In that situation, I'm typically looking at chart patterns and moving averages as distance. And you can see this 200 moving average has been pretty strong resistance all the way across the board. $35 is above the 26, which is helpful for determining that we may have an uptrend here shortly. Let's measure this against the 3-minute. Currently down 875, and we're just for another trade up. 3 minutes actually showing red on the TTM, so this one has a little bit more validity in the overall move of things because the longer time frames actually allows you to kind of judge this a little bit better. I personally think that the 3-minute is one of the best ones for judging trend movement utilizing the TTM personally. The 5-minute's helpful, especially for longer term rips, but the 5-minute is pretty heavily behind a lot of the time. As you can see, like right here, that's the cyan switch, and by then this move had already been over. So you would want to identify this on the 3 or the 1. If you go to the 3, you can take a look and see what that move looked like. On the 3-minute chart, the cyan switch actually happened here. So still enough opportunity for it. And then the 1-minute chart is the best one for judging the momentum for current trading in the moment. So that cyan switch happened here, right before this pullback, and then move up. And piano players out, music stop. All right, that rip back up that I mentioned. Joining the bid here. Took a quick 4 ticks, $250 back in our pocket. I'm gonna bump this to 6 ticks, and now we can actually start utilizing the TTM a little bit more. Join the bid here. Candle's almost over. Hit resistance at the 200 moving average, or sorry, the 50 moving average, the 50 EMA. And nice pop up. 50 EMA acting as pretty strong resistance there. TTM now from 1 point. There we go. Nice, huge rip. Okay, now I'll be looking for a pullback, potentially to around the 50 EMA. Might not go down that far though. Turn the bid here. A couple seconds left on this candle. Looking pretty decently strong. Possible cross. We did just get the 9 crossing above the 12. That looks good for a bullish move. 0.8 to 0.8 to 0.6. Heavy pullback. Wow. What's up with these false breaks today? time. 6 seconds left on the candle. Hella false breaks today, dude. What's up with that? I think scalping is the way today. There's definitely momentum in the market and stuff is moving, but like this totally should have broke out right there. The fact that this got above the VWAP, above the 200 moving average, got the 9-12 crossover, plus was switching on the TTM. Like this had so many indicators working for it to the upside, as well as chart pattern. So this had, it wasn't just random, just indication. It was also that it had chart pattern moving for it and everything like that. Still got rejected pretty heavily. Like this is getting above VWAP, getting like more of like a VWAP bounce type situation, which is a whole strategy in and of itself. And then on top of that, switching over to Cyan, got the possible crossover, the 1226, plus the 912 crossover. I don't see how this could continue to have bearish move. Essentially with that much working for it, and then just even, and there's plenty of volume in these other areas as well, which you can see right here on the price ladder, as well as right here underneath my chart, and a lot of green showing up on the time as well. 814. Pulling out a little bit. I want to take a look at this chart pattern here. I'm going to reduce this just down to 2 ticks. Potentially we can just get out of it. I've had to do that more times today than normal. I don't like that. We got this big 3-minute chart. You can actually see we got this huge like upwick candle here. I don't like that in terms of selling pressure that you see here. And then also the TTM is still going red on the 3-minute chart. Checking out on a 5. 5 is the same situation. Gratefully, we're up in the evaluation. That's the one that really matters. But, I want to make sure that, for me, it's about like making sure that our trade plans are working out. And right now, our momentum style trading is not exactly working out in this current market, because this absolutely should have broke out. The fact that it pulled that false break, I think is really lame. Cutting it here, hopefully. I'm down 1937 on the day. And obviously, we had worked our way back to practically flat, continuing to push the downside. Gonna probably start going short, just because of how many false breaks we've had. Just kind of seems like it's more of a shorting kind of day now at this point. Pull back 250. Just check the comments, see how y'all are doing. Hey, what's up, Belku? Good to see you. Good morning. So, kind of a weird day. Definitely like chopping up at the VWAP here. Really kind of shocked that didn't break out. Checking the 3. When this 3 switches back to yellow, might be more interesting than some bullish moves, but currently we got support right here. When's this next 3? At 18? My head, 10 seconds. That'd have been a nice short right there. Right. What's this next 3 gonna give us? Not sure here. Kind of looking at the longer term chart at the moment on the 3. Maybe that short wasn't a great spot because we actually shorted like pretty much right through the support, but still worked out. We're out of that trade. It's dropping now 38.40. A new line of sand. .8 to 11.8. I mean, that's pretty heavy momentum, dude. Toward the downside. Checking the 1. Gratefully, we're still up, what, $17,000? Yeah, 17K or so on the week. Or I should say from the previous week to now. And we're still up on the week. Our first day, here we can actually just do the math. First day we made 71.25 on the week, and then we made 29.37.50. So that gave us a 29.37.5. $71.25. That gave us 10K to work with on the week. Yesterday we lost 23.75, and today we're currently down 13.12.50. So we're still up on the week, 6,375 in the sim. 1 minute's not looking so great. Charts are definitely looking more toward movement today. Now at this point. So Tiny, you got like the endless coffee pot. Do you have a diner coffee pot? Just like refills itself. That'd be cool. You just like put it on like a kettle or something like that, and it fills up with coffee. You just have like an endless supply. It's gotta be good coffee. I really care about the quality of my coffee and how much the beans have been roasted and all that jazz. It's actually one of the reasons why I can't drink coffee from one of the major coffee chains. Trying to answer. But yeah, I try not to drink coffee from one of the major coffee chains because it gives me a crash every time. The beans are over roasted. They over roast the beans in order to be able to preserve them for a long period of time. So that they can keep them shelf stable for longer. But the longer you roast the beans, if you over roast them, it adds a lot of free radicals to the coffee and removes a lot of the antioxidant property that existed within the coffee to begin with. And so, kind of, there we go, quick two feedback. So kind of puts, builds the crash in, if you will. The crash a lot of times is associated with free radicals as well as how much sugar and other stuff like that you put in it. Sugar really makes a difference in terms of your coffee crash as well. And the other thing is too is that like companies that have those over roasted beans, they typically add way more syrup or way more sugar than you would normally get in somebody who's using fresher beans, and so that also leads to the crash as well as a lot of weight gain. But like really unhealthy weight gain. Another bit here. Looking for 4 ticks to the up. I know it can take more short, but I don't. One of the problems about shorting for me is that a lot of times, like, I don't know when it's just going to stop going that direction and just reverse hardcore to the upside. I stay ahead of the game. Yeah. I actually thought about starting a coffee company, honestly. Like, no joke, legitimately, not a coffee shop, but like the beans themselves. Like working with a farmer, finding their, like helping them with distribution and stuff like that under my own label. So I actually thought about doing that. Kind of answered in like right at the 35 moving average. Just trying to take this rip up, but went against slightly. Actually seen some momentum come in to the GTM 2.9 to 2.5 to 2.0. I got that trade now down 500 a day. Not bad considering we were down 2,000. Gonna wait for this pullback to be done because clearly we've had so many false breakouts today that we just keep seeing this happen where it'll like come up and pretend like it's gonna break and then reject heavily and then come up and give like a momentum move up and then reject heavily, and it's done that several times today. So being as that's the case, I'm gonna be focusing on scalping, and I'm basically going to be focusing on scalping the bounce off of this, where the part in between the false breakout, if you will. We did just get a yellow candle on the 3-minute chart for the first time in a long time. So are we going to get a trend reversal here? Throwing in a resistance zone right there. And there's just another one here. Still no trend reversal. And it's actually continuing to pull back even further. Yeah, I've actually considered that pretty heavily about the coffee thing. I wanted to more or less like do like a coffee for change kind of situation, like a portion of our profits go directly to charity, or directly to some sort of like thing that's helping people on a much broader scale. Uh, so that's something I was actually genuinely interested in doing. Um, Let me know if that's something you guys would actually be, interested in to some capacity. Um, because if it is, I might actually take some action on that. So, you discovered a new tool. I'm gonna throw this up here. I just started a new tool to show the parabolic uh, SAR, uh, stop and reverse. So far, it's been almost 100% based on your settings. It's part of what I'm using for signals. What's the name of the tool? I'm just curious. That's awesome, dude. And it'd be super cool too. Honestly, Tiny would be like during the road trip, you got your laptop and you're trading along the way, so you can actually continue to drive those profits along the way, and then like donate to animal shelters. Frankly, that would be something that I think would have a lot of attraction on YouTube, and I think you'd get a lot of play on your YouTube stuff, which would allow you to drive more revenue to be able to help more. So you can even set up your business as a B Corp or something of that nature. Um, Parabolic SAR is the name. Okay, I'll check it out. B Corp, by the way, for those of you who are new to the term, a B Corp is basically a corporation that has a stated promise, more or less, to do good in the world, particularly usually with like charities and whatnot. Kind of like an ABCD pattern forming here. Um, they're not taxed any differently than say a C corp or an S corp, and typically most entrepreneurs, especially if you have a business with less than 100 employees, tend to go with an S corp so that they can save the most on taxes, um, and that further allows them to hold on to a lot of that so that they can keep more profits so that they can continue to help more. Um, but a B Corp gives you like more or less certification, if you will. It's kind of like a credibility certificate, um, and you don't get any tax benefit for it, unfortunately, not yet. But I know that a lot of the B Corps are pushing for legislation to actually allow for tax benefits for B Corps, which I think would be super dope. Excuse me. I think I try not to mention brands here, but I think Warby. I'm gonna mention a brand. I think Warby Parker is a B Corp. They're like a glasses company, and it's like for every glasses that's purchased, they donate a pair of glasses. So getting a larger pullback there. Again, coming down and testing this level. But you can see we tested this level. Okay, we rejected it. And yeah, pull right back up, man. All right, adjusting this on the 3 minute. And check the 5. Five minutes showing heavy red on the TTM. More inclined to go short at this particular point in time, especially because you just got this fresh red on the 5. Going to short here. I shorted a little high, or a little low, rather. Well, that was a quick 8 ticks in the wrong direction. Cutting that. That would work out right back where we started. That's why I don't trade the 5-minute chart very often. Just like 4 ticks to the up. I really like when I trade the 5, I'm typically looking for a out. Can't really scalp with the 5. I find it challenging. Pretty large momentum to the up. Okay. This is going to be another false break. This one looks real, but so does this other here. That one. This one did to me. New resistance yet again at the 50 moving average. Just switching over to cyan now. Putting 6 ticks on the board here. Joining the bid. Entered at 48. Looking for an exit at 49.50. Which is, I think, is a pretty good exit zone. This is right for 38.50 and it's below the 200 moving average and the 50. So I think it seems like a pretty reasonable trade to go with the 6 ticks. TTM went from 1.2 to 0.4. Time on this. Went 1.2 to 0.6. Now to 0.3. I don't like that I switched over to the red dots though. I'm gonna zoom in really close here for a second. Just trying to see if this 9 is above the 12, but it's like super close. Okay, so the 9 just crossed the 12. Okay, so having said that, I do think this will come back some. I don't know that it's going to come up though. And so rejected here at 49. Okay, so that did come back. Now down 687.50 on the day. An enter off of 35 might be reasonable. Just been going back and forth for yesterday and today. Just been going back and forth on trading. Like, we're red, green, red. There we go. Okay, so since they're at 40 crossover, we do have cyan, but with red dots and low momentum. So the TCM cannot be trusted right now, not until the momentum starts picking up to at least 0.7 or higher. So without that, it's just not where you want it to be. Massive rejection yet again off of that 49 level. I'm basically just going to call that the view app there. But yeah. Massive rejection. See if it continues to hold at this zone. You can see it tapped here once, twice, thrice. Now we're on the fourth time. We're 38, 40 area. They're wrapping, tapping on support for for any Edgar Allan Poe fans. uh yes, he used to read Edgar Allan Poe as a kid. A lot of wick action. You are not wrong. That's what I'm seeing too. Like, it's wicking in both directions too. So we're getting like just really just chop, honestly. Uh, and I don't know it that we've been kind of chopping all week, like pretty much since Tuesday. And we were lucky enough on Tuesday to be able to pull profit. Monday was dope though. Monday was just like all momentum trading, like just straight up follow the strategy, and it was so straightforward. Um, Massive pan up short there too. That was a massive dump down. This is gonna pull back up probably. So let's see if we short off 37. I don't know if it's gonna pull up that much though. Market breaking down. Still not that red on the day though on the overall ES. Only red like 0.6 or so. I'm gonna cut this because it could just rip right back up like it's been doing. Essentially each candle in either direction. Massive rip downward, massive rip upward, massive rip downward. Time 20 seconds left in this candle. And turned into a short there for a move down toward the next candle. Just tapped our sell order. Cut it there at 2 ticks in profit. Glad I did because it looks like it's kind of coming back up a little bit. Hanging out at 835. It's definitely quite a bit of a move. Yeah, crazy drop, man. Same, all my previous lines. Actually, like, kind of, in a way, like, regret, like, deleting all my lines. But sometimes it just starts to become, like, untenable. Like, yeah, you can see I have all these previous lines still here, but oh, this is helpful actually. Pulling this out. When in doubt, zoom out, I say. So what's the next line? This is 300. You coming hunger. Got this doji at the bottom. Pretty heavy momentum on the TTM for the down. Now the momentum is beginning to switch yet again to do the same type of thing, potentially. Although with all these down wicks, like, I'm gonna go short right here. Oh my gosh. Tapped our seller too. Oh no, it's not. That's because I'm at 6 ticks. Yeah, put this at 4. That's actually what I want. Cutting that there took 62.50 back. Ah, but it like, I don't know. Did I? I think I did. Hopping back up. I'm actually gonna put this at 3 and just see if we can get green on the day. Say it's holding support at 35 area. All right, there's that drop. That's the drop I was seeking here off that trade. Entered way too low on this. Okay, well, it actually dropped well past it. It only gave us 1 tick because we had moved our order back. So down 500 on the day. Five nine 6 8 7 2. It may switch low soon, which might give us a move back up to like 38.40. Reject off that more than likely. Although this stair step pattern here is always pretty good for shorting. Yeah, 10 seconds left in this candle. New candle forming now. Hammer switching over to no. Entry short there. Entry at 30.75. Cut the trade there. Made 125 back. Now down 375 on the day. Our peak of the day down was negative 2K. Obviously, we had to take a lot of trades to get here. I'm taking almost 20 trades. So definitely not my finest hour, but that's okay. We're still up on the week, several thousands, so we're doing all right. Turn into a long here. Might regret this. Just look for 3 ticks to the up. All right, took 3 ticks to the up, and now down 187.50 on the day. So we might get back to flat, possibly green. That would be the intention, but kind of a almost like a waste of a trading day in that regard. Because honestly, I don't remember what we were up for the peak of the day. I know that we were green at some point. I'd have to look back at the stream to figure out where we were at. Got what is considered to be a bear flag on this pattern here. You can see the stair step. There's the drop. number one, drop number two, and then stepping out now, and then looking for drop number three. Might not happen. 8.0 to 8.2. Previous was 7.0 to 7.5 to 8.2. So that's actually pretty. So 7.5 to 8. There's that yellow candle I was mentioning. That lag in the song sounded almost like natural. Time in this candle is 10 seconds. We'll look to join the missed the entry. Join the bid here. Looking for 5 ticks to the upside. All right. Back green on the day, up 125 now. Probably get another false break on this. Would not surprise me at all. TTM on 3 minute went from red 6.5 to, red 10.6 to yellow 10.3 to yellow 10.1. Not enough momentum move yet. We're still stacking red on the 5 minute chart. Possible crossover. Might be a false breakout. We've definitely had several of those. So not going to trust it. Managed to get back green on the day. $7.6 to 7.4 to 6.8. Still not enough momentum. Showing 0.3 on the momentum. It'd be closer to 0.7 or higher. You can see that this is an area of resistance. So you got wick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is number 7. So we're going to throw in a resistance right there. Right around 36. From 742 to 685 to 653 on the 1 minute. Again, looking for 0.7 or so. This is looking decent for a pop up. That pop up I would expect to potentially reject right here at this 26 moving average. So that tree is looking to be 36. It's got to break through that resistance level, though. That resistance has been really strong, and I say that because you can see it resisted on this doji. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times it's resisted this. So with that many tests of resistance, I mean, my thinking is that likely it's going to break out, especially having the TTM backing it. But 9 is still below 12. Still haven't hit that crossover that you keep seeing flash over there. And we've had several false breaks today, which is why I'm not bringing this trade for this breakout off this flag. Three-minute chart, still running yellow. 10.3 to 9.7 to 9.6. So even the 3-minute chart doesn't have enough momentum. We want to see more like this kind of thing here, where it went from 15 to 14 to 13, and you can see that it was going up like a full factor of 1 on the 3-minute chart. And so that's kind of what we want to see, is like a full factor of 1. But this went from 10.3 to 10.3, so basically went nowhere, to 9.5, so 0.8 difference. So there is potential that it can come back and do this trend reversal, but even back here it said 11.1 to 9.9. Difference between we have a green dot here, so that's helpful. The resistance at 36 though is kind of the that's the zone to watch out for. I say zone because there is no direct line in the sand. You cannot say that $3,385.00 is the only point of resistance. It might tick up to like 3835.25 or zero point 0.5, and it might tick down, to like might end up at 3834.5 without actually ever hitting 3835. So that's why I say zone of resistance or area of resistance, because it's really a range of resistance within a couple of cents most of the time. So how did we get here? Next 3-minute candle is at 54. And as in 30 seconds. We need to push back up. From 6.2 to 5.4 on the 1-minute chart. So we are getting like a full 1 on the TTM. At 38.35 acting as very strong resistance. You can see how many times it's rejected it. I don't know that that's going to last. I think that this is going to pop up. Joining the bid there off that doji. Entered at the resistance at 36. I'm going to put this at 37 and look for a 4-tick move. Changing plans, switching to 125. Rejected yet again, but went from 5.2 to 4.3 on the TCM. How did we get here? So looking for 36.50 now. Just got a red dot from 4.2 to 3.0. Yeah, I don't know about that breakout happening. Hopefully we can just get a move up for like a few ticks. All right, we got that up 250. There's that breakout, slight breakout, but actually breakout, because it really needed to actually rip through, like past that 1 minute and rip. Like it needs to rip with gusto, like 12 ticks or more. It needs to rip past that point. Otherwise, we're just going to keep stair stepping. Managed to get green on the day. I don't know if the fees though allowed us to get green. So let's actually do that math. I actually think that we're negative because of fees. So 110 in contracts times 4.36. Yeah, so we're at 479 in fees minus our 250 in profit. So we're actually down 229.60 on the day when you factor in the fees. This is why I make sure that I remain as transparent as possible so that you can know, exactly what happened, exactly what's going on. So I think I'm going to go ahead and oh dear, those damn fees. I know, right? It is what it is. Just gotta expect it. Just have it be part of it. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down there. Thank you so much for hanging out. We streamed for about an hour and a half yet again today. Trading through that chop. Whew, super choppy. Tomorrow's Friday. So Friday optimists out here. Um, and yeah, so love to see what Friday brings us. Um, Make sure that you guys join our Discord group. It's getting pretty active in there, and we have some pretty active participants with a lot of knowledge and love to contribute to you guys. So we'd love to have you there. It's joelstraight.com/Discord. There's also a link in the description as well. And furthermore, guys, if you guys would like to earn funding in the futures market just like I am, we're at Elite Trader Funding. These guys are great. Currently offering 65% off right now. Ridiculous deal. They are a new company, which is honestly I prefer it. And they've been very helpful. They have an incredibly active Discord group. And you guys can actually get a 50K evaluation right now for just $57, or 75K for just $67, or sorry, $64. So it dramatically reduces the overall expense. You can actually earn funding all the way up to $300,000, and this is $425 off right now on that current offering. So guys, be sure to check them out if you would like to use somebody else's money to trade the futures market and get to reap the benefits for yourself. So check these guys out. Very good company. I've been really happy with them so far, and I've been with them for a couple of months now, and really, I personally really like who they are as a company and the way that they operate. So make sure you guys check them out. Um, and yeah, absolutely. Always happy to be here, Tiny. Um, and I was grateful I was able to get out from being 2000 or 2K down and get back into more the a little bit of the profit area on the, it does say that it's green, but I make sure that I calculate all the fees in order to ensure that I'm actually in green. So, but yeah, guys, with all that said, I'll see you guys in the Discord group, and I love and appreciate all of you optimists. And I'm gonna get more coffee myself. So guys, much love, and we'll see you tomorrow. That time, same bad channel, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time, and we'll see you guys out there. Peace.